I'm setting the stage for the final action sequence. Welcome back to Writer's Theory. I'm James Winterthorn, and this is day 51 of me writing a novel in less than 90 days. Things are going really well. I am pleased with the writing that I've done so far, how the story is coming along. I have a good idea of how I want to wrap everything up and have it all meshed together. Yesterday, I left off with a moment of reflection and planning. And today, I'm going to pick up from there. And my intent today is to set up the final push of the story. Now, when I say I'm setting it up, it doesn't mean I'm going to jump right into it. But I need to transition from this reflective moment to let's get back to driving the story forward. Let's get into day 51 and see what we got. And so here they're still reminiscing on what they might do. And when I have these two characters, I didn't know what I wanted their relationship to be, and I still don't know that I do, but I did want there to be some kind of interesting chemistry between them, and so that is what I'm doing here. Don't want to get too much into it because this is an adventure story. But I did want to plant that here and have there be some interesting chemistry between the two. Here, now that there's some dialogue happening about that the writers that are searching them are now on their trail, and when they're going to plan, they're fixing their last plan for what to do with these people chasing them down. So again, I'm using dialogue here to set the stage, to have the characters figure out what they want to do and try to raise the stakes and why it's dangerous. What, are they going to push straight through to Canyon City, or are they going to there's an outpost ahead, and are they going to ride for the outpost? So conversation about pacing and how well their horses will hold up. That's a big part of this interaction right now. So you can see I'm not jumping into action here, and instead I'm setting a stage for action that's going to come later. But I want to build it up, and I want this to be to feel like a moment that is going to be very important in terms of their ability to carry on with their journey. And my goal here isn't to have that action, but again, to just get ready for it. So, well, let's see how the rest of day 51 goes. And here, since I have basically, I don't want to retell what it's like to ride along a creek, to be chased by pursuers. So I mixing in some exposition, just explaining what happens here or there with meaningful descriptions and dialogue about what's going on. But I feel like I don't need to describe every bit that's happening now. And a little bit of explaining here is okay. I hope that it is okay, but that is how I felt when I was putting this scene together. And then I don't even know if there was a real outpost there or not, but I did like the idea of this old abandoned army outpost that's just fallen apart, and this is where they're going to make a stand. or at least fight the group that's coming in. And so here, just doing some describing of the scene, setting it up, where it's believable that they could hold this fort from a group of more men and more attackers than they have. So here he's just being the war vet here and telling people what to do and where to go, because he's the only one of this group that's fought this kind of engagement. So that went a little past my goal of 1,000 words. I know I want to be writing a little bit more than 1,000 each day, but I've still been keeping it at about 1,000. But I know I wanted to wrap up this chapter, so I wrote just a little bit more because I wanted to have that be complete so I can move on to the next chapter tomorrow and not have lingering bits of a chapter left over, because that can be distracting too, to write 100, 200 words of a chapter, then stop, then go to your outline, then think about what you want to write for the following chapter. It's a very distinct break, especially in this case, because I'm going to go back to Mercer leaving Missouri in the next chapter. So I want this to be wrapped up and ready to go when I come back to this scene. So that's the end of that chapter. I'm pleased with how it went. I'm pleased with how it's set up now for the rest of the story. So with all of that, let's do today's line of the day. From so far, they seemed like small trees or shrubs, but the cloud behind them told the story of their movement. This line, I think I thought about it a couple of times. I think I had to rewrite the sentence a couple of times, but I wanted it to feel like there's like just little things on the horizon or in the landscape that are moving, but they're so far away that you can't really make it out. But how do you know that they're writers? So that was me just thinking about how would this look and how can I write it in a way that I'm conveying what's in my head onto the page. I think I did a pretty good job of that, and that's why it's the line of the day. Tomorrow, we start a new chapter where we're going to follow Mercer from when he left the cabin in Missouri up until the journeying through the desert way back in chapter 2. So I'm going to fill that gap in starting tomorrow. If you want to see how that goes and whether I make this goal of mine, please like and subscribe so I can tell you all about it tomorrow. I'm setting the stage for the final yeah, so I pushed through the last of that